Good morning, San Diego. It is October 10th. I had to think about that for a second. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, October 10th here
Yes,
in
it
La Jolla.
is.
It's a beautiful day. And we are here with episode 15.
Holy cow.
Episode
We're really doing it.
yeah. It's been a couple weeks since we've given you guys an episode, but there hasn't really been a whole lot of news. And the last thing we want to do is bring you just something that we're just out here traveling on about, where it's not really relevant to you guys. So today we have some news.
Yes.
We're going to talk about a little bit about the Fed decisions that happened recently, a little bit about the consumer index and how they feel about that, post those changes, and of course we're going to give you our market update, which we will start with right now. Cody, go ahead.
I was not prepared.
What?
What? Don't say that on air.
I don't believe that.
All
You got
right.
10 pieces of paperwork in front of you.
So the data, let's go into it.
All right.
Currently, the active listing inventory has increased by 19 homes, and I'm going to preface this with these numbers are as of October 1, looking back at the last 2 weeks of September. So I will relay that, and then we will go into some
Okay.
more current numbers. Is that all right?
Sure.
Good. Okay, so in the past couple of weeks, the inventory is at 4,771 in San Diego County. In September, that was 30% fewer homes came on the market compared to the 3-year average before COVID, which would be 2017 and 2019, with 18 in the middle. So, with that being said, the number of pending sales over the prior month increased by 110 pending sales.
Wow.
In the past 2 weeks, up 7%, and now totals 1,801. It's the largest increase since February of last year.
Last year being 2023.
Since February.
Wow.
Since February. Last year, there were 1,574 pending sales. That's 227 fewer, or 13% less. All right, so let's go into this. In the past 2 weeks, we're going to do pricing scales here. In the past 2 weeks, the 750,000 range decreased to 72 days rather than 75 days for on market at time. The market time for 750 to 1 million has decreased from 67 to 64. 1 million to 125 has decreased from 87 to 70. 1.25 to 1.5 has increased from 83 to 90. That's for the guy in Carlsbad.
Yes.
The expected time for homes priced between 1.5 and 2 has increased by 1 day, so from 87 to 88 days. And in the past 2 weeks, 2 million to 4 million has gone from 141 to 126. All right. And the 4 to 6 million decreased from 210 days to 130.
210 to 130?
Yep. So they're getting absorbed.
Okay. That's a big jump.
That's that sample of homes, right?
Yep. So that's interesting. Looking regionally, current activities, Los Angeles has 12,000 actives. Orange County has 3,666. Riverside County has 6,647.
What? Riverside has 6,000?
Yep. Current activities.
Well, they're bailing.
I mean, these are active properties. San Bernardino is at 5,318, and San Diego County comes in almost last place besides Orange County at 4,771. Oh, there's Ventura. They're really slow, 1,036. They don't have a
Well,
lot.
they're smaller up there.
Yeah,
That's a smaller area.
it's quite tiny. Distressed properties, Los Angeles County's at 80 distressed. Orange County's at 5, Riverside is at 44, San Bernardino 52, San Diego 20, and Ventura 4.
That's nothing.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Interesting to say, Maricopa County and Phoenix, for all of our Phoenix friends, that is at 14,872 active listings.
Wow.
They've got a very flush market. I mean, that beats out all of the other counties. Now, Maricopa County is quite large,
Yes.
right?
It is.
Larger than LA County.
When you compare it, but LA, if it's larger than LA, LA's at 12,030 and Maricopa's at 14,872. So
Wonder where they're all going.
Florida,
Florida. Texas.
Nashville,
Yeah, I was gonna say
All right.
Tennessee.
So that, and then let's look at this though. This is the as of today. This was pulled from the California Regional Multiple Listing Service. As of today, 10 minutes ago, the current actives in San Diego are 4,733, and the current pendings, are 2,275. If we go back and look at what I said prior, so this report that I'm reading off of was for the last 2 weeks of September. Report came out October 1st. The San Diego County was 4,771 current actives. And as of today, current actives are 4,733. So take
Wow.
that number for what it is. This guy pulled it October 1st, and I just pulled it today. So
Nice.
10 days later.
Great recap,
There you have it. There you have it.
passing out the information.
There you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed that information. That's the market update as always. And now let's get into our sort of stories for the day. So we have kind of two stories, but they blend together quite well. The first thing we're going to just touch on real quick before we get into where the consumer is at is the Fed. So the Fed, as you probably know, we've been covering it on the show for probably 2 months now, leading up to it, and then now past it. But last month, the Fed had a back and forth inside their own organization to figure out if they're going to drop rates by 0.25% or 25 basis points or 0.5%, 0.5%, 50 basis points. So ultimately, they decided to do 0.5. So what does that mean for us? Well, the first thing it means is the unemployment rate has fallen to 4.1%, which is the lowest it's been in quite some time. And we have seen the average mortgage rate come down to, I think it said 6.53, if I'm not mistaken. So that's better than it was in the 7.5 so we've seen recently. So, but it's not as big of a drop as we were kind of expecting it to be as far as the mortgage rates and driving the prices up. And we haven't seen the inflation rate really move too high. It looks like inflation's holding, according to this article, at 2.4% right now, which is pretty low. That's almost at their 2%
Yeah,
goal.
I think a lot of people out there probably
But
would agree with
take
that.
that with a grain of salt. You know,
Yep.
this is their reporting standards.
Sea
You
salt.
know, it's certainly not what we're seeing with rents and that sort of thing. So, that being the federal news, let's move on to what does that really mean for us? Okay, so this is an article from Yahoo Finance, and it says consumers are growing more optimistic about the housing market, and this is from just about 2 days ago, and it's talked a little bit about the interest rate drop, and now, but what's really interesting about this, and this is kind of where we're in this weird gray area right now with interest rates and the inflation, and then mixed with the recent NAR changes, and everyone's trying to figure it out. So us included. So every agent in the United States only has about 2 months ish of experience with this new system, and we've seen it just in our own team. That's causing all kinds of strange issues that we've never encountered before with various transactions and things. So. It says a record 42% of respondents expect mortgage rates to fall in the next 12 months. And that's an increase from 39% a month earlier. However, only 19% of people at the moment feel it's a good time to buy a home, which is, quote, near all-time lows. So what in the heck
How can that be?
how does that make any sense at all?
You know, it doesn't. It really
Where
doesn't.
are we right now?
You know, I tell people this all the time. What are you waiting for? If you want to buy a home, go buy a home. We can get you an interest rate with a buy down or something to make it more affordable for you. I think sellers would rather pay discount points to buy your interest rate down so you can qualify for more than they would to be open to dropping the price of their home. And most agents are not well versed in discussing financing with their buyers. There's so many different options out there to get the rate down. To get a 5% rate today is not impossible at all. You just need to get a hold of a good agent that understands how to negotiate that, how to explain it as a benefit to the listing agent and the seller. rates are good right now. People should be buying, and we hear a lot. And people say, "Well, I'm going to wait till after the election."
Well, I'm gonna wait till after the election. Well, I'm gonna wait till after this. Well, I'm gonna wait till after
Yeah,
this.
well, okay. Well, all you're saying is you're just not ready to buy right now, and that's fine. But to wait till after the election, to me, is just people are still not certain whether they do want to buy. Rates are low. If Trump got into office, and personally, I hope he does for the economy. We're going to see a robust economy. We're going to see wages go up. We're going to see taxes go down. I think home prices are going to go up again, creating that big spread between affordability and people wanting to have appreciation in their homes. You can't have it both ways.
So here's the other interesting part of this. So we just talked about the amount of I gave you the numbers on the people on the mortgage rates. So 42% expect mortgage rates to fall in the next 12 months. Right? We covered that. So but only 19%. I think this is the disconnect right here. So only 19% of folks that are in the market, quote, whether they're active or passive in the market, but are looking to buy a house, only 19% think it's a good time to buy. But look at this, check this out. 65% of homeowners think it's a good time to sell. Isn't that weird? So you've got a huge amount of people that are thinking about selling, but you've got no buyer pool.
You know what? This is a lot like letting boys go into girls' bathrooms and all that kind of stuff. It just doesn't make any sense. It just does not make any sense whatsoever. Letting boys play on girls' teams, or people saying, "Yeah, it's a great time to sell, but not a good time to buy." I mean, look, real estate is personal. You buy it, hopefully, and this has been a big change in real estate in my career. Is that we never spoke when I got into this business. We never talked about residential real estate as an investment. It was always shelter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I remember my dad one day saying, we did good on this house. It was in Park Forest, Illinois. Paid $9,000 for it. Sold it for $10,000 5 years later. He goes, "Hey, we made money."
Made money.
10%.
10%. And now it's like, I get questions from people. What do you think if we pay this, what do you think our house will be worth in 2 or 3 years? It's like, if I knew that,
I don't know.
I'd be on a beach someplace with one of them funny drinks with an umbrella in it. Nobody knows. It doesn't matter.
Nobody has a crystal ball.
Nobody has a crystal ball.
I wish I did.
If you want to buy a home for the purpose of owning a home, appreciation, freedom, privacy, you can control what you do to your house. It's yours. So just go buy it. Don't be afraid to buy it. Nobody's ever died by buying a house. I don't know.
Not
Have you had
yet.
a client die, Cody, from buying a house?
No.
I had one.
Almost had a heart attack.
Yeah.
I think this 19%, I think is that only 19% feels a good time to buy a home. When I see that number, I almost think it's like, well, if you're in that 19%,
Right.
you're probably in a chance to hit a home run here, because
Absolutely.
nobody else, everything is a fear and greed thing. Nobody else is.
It is. That's a great point.
In the-
I think it's a good time to take and make offers. If you are on the fence and you are looking to buy, make offers. You don't have to hit their ask
Especially
price.
when 2/3 of the
Ask-
people that are
See what they're willing to do.
interested is that and think it's a good time to sell.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, I'm looking at, we're looking at properties in Florida right now as well. So we have,
We're licensed in Florida and California, folks, and we can help you nationwide if that is what you need.
public remarks are basically, people are writing in, seller wants, make an offer, they'll do buy downs, like these are the public facing remarks.
Right.
When I'm starting to do x-rays of the property, what's going on, the pricing that people are asking for is not, I don't see it stabilized by anything out there. So that tells me that with the particular clients I have, we're gonna go start making offers, and we're gonna make offers based on numbers that we feel are accurate for the area. What I'm seeing is a lot of commission wrapped in, and I think that's why they're at
becoming
their
a
number.
big thing.
So it comes
yeah,
out.
right now, folks. We're talking
Yeah.
about the NAR settlement recently. So
It's interesting. It's interesting to see, and it's interesting to pulse another market
Right.
as we are, because we have houses sitting stagnant here right now. I mean, we just read the days on market.
Well,
If you're thinking of buying, go make an offer on a house.
I mean, in San Diego, which is where we're located, physically, we have an affordability index, probably less than 10% right now. Okay? Meaning 1 out of 10 people in San Diego have the financial wherewithal to buy a home, a median priced home, which is over $1 million or close to $1 million.
Right around $1 million.
And it's like, okay, just because they are one of the 10% that can afford to buy doesn't mean they want to buy. So it's actually less than that. So a buyer that is motivated and pre-qualified, pre-approved, ready to go, been underwritten, they are in a very strong position to negotiate because there's not a lot of people lining up behind them right now to make another offer. And we had an agent the other day, we had an offer on a property, and there was no other activity on it, it's been on the market for a while, and it kind of started chewing us out a little bit, and I just said, well, compare our offer to the other offer. And he goes, what other offer? I said, well, that's my point, you knucklehead.
Exactly.
We're $775,000 more than zero. So you might want to work with us.
That's a good way to say
Just
it.
a
I've
thought.
never thought of wording it like that. That's a great way to say it.
It's true. It resonates with them when they realize, okay, you're not my enemy. No, I'm not your enemy. I'm bringing you $775,000. Nobody else in town is bringing you a penny at this point. What do you want to do?
And also, if you're a listing agent, and this scenario comes up, and a buyer's agent does bring in an offer, be kind to that person, in the sense of like, don't tell them they didn't work hard. They're bringing their capital to you.
Right.
I could take my capital elsewhere. I like your house, but it's not special.
We're in an industry, I hate to say this, but it's true, we're in an industry where 80% of the players out there in the industry don't know what they're doing, don't know how to treat people, don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to, logically put an offer together or a negotiation strategy, and that's where we excel at EXP and the Nunn Realty Group. I mean, we sit down, we find a plan, we find out what works for you, and we want to educate our clients so they understand that the risk of overpaying for a home is only felt when you go to sell it.
Right.
So if you're going to sell in 10 years, don't worry about it right now. There's no insurance for that kind of stuff. Just be glad you're not in Florida right now.
Yeah.
The home prices are, they're tight there. There's going to be a lot of properties available, maybe.
I thought that was actually interesting because to put a date stamp on this, the hurricane was coming through yesterday, and my clients wanted to go look at a house before the hurricane hit, and the listing agent wanted to sell the house, so he opened the house before the hurricane hit.
Before it gets
And
flooded.
he showed the
Oh, for
house.
God's sake.
Hey, you're under contract. You get back out
Bring
now.
your ponchos. I got some in the garage in case you need it.
Right.
The resilience of a Florida real estate agent.
The agent pulls up to the house and he's towing a boat behind him.
We took our boat, we brought our boat just in case.
That's a raft.
Oh my God.
Well, what was that one guy? He opened his garage door. And
The alligator.
The alligator was inside his garage. Oh, you can't make this stuff up, folks.
I like Florida though. I'm kidding.
Oh, man.
You
You don't care what anybody says?
No.
I like the turquoise blue water. I find it beautiful.
Who said that?
I said
Oh, you said
Cody did just now. So anyway, folks, our point here is the consumer is they're optimistic. So considering the fact that 2/3 of people that own a home think it's a good time to sell,
Yeah.
right? That's in your favor. And if only 19% of the world that's looking to buy thinks is willing to get into the game, you're already right there. Like,
Yeah.
there's really
The
not a
odds are
whole
in
lot
your
of
favor.
competition. The odds are
Yeah.
very much in your favor at this point. So
Look, if you're a good agent, and you have a listing, and it's not selling, it's most likely because your sellers are not more excited about where they're going and their new home than their present situation. Once they get more excited about their future and their new home, they will adjust the price, they'll be motivated, they'll be more reasonable, they'll get their home sold. But until they have their eyes on their next prize, they're just gonna sit. They're gonna blame their agent going, why haven't you sold my house? Why has, well, nobody else has either. There's 40,000 of us in San Diego, nobody else has brought an offer, so don't blame me. But the fact of the matter is, if people aren't looking at your home, it's because compared to others, it's not representing anything near of value, and they don't wanna waste their time or your time.
that's right.
So, I mean, who determines the price of a home? Buyers do. At what price are you not a seller is a great question to ask people. At what price will you never sell this home? Find out what their dominant selling motive is and see why they are hesitant to adjust their price, and it's usually because they have no motivation or fear of loss of where they're gonna go. You know, it's kind of like a divorce, you know, when you really want to get rid of that spouse, you're gonna drop the price of your house, get rid of both. Did I just say it?
Yeah.
It's true.
Life advice from Jeff.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, unless we have anything else, I think that pretty much concludes our show, unless you have anything else to add?
Well, I could talk all day,
All right,
but I don't know if anybody wants to listen to it. But, no, listen, I mean, it's, we're just happy to be able to provide this information. Please reach out to us at the Nunn Realty Group, at EXP Realty in La Jolla, 858-602-8880. And let's just talk. I mean, we don't pressure anybody to do anything. We don't force anybody to sign anything. It's like, we will consult with you, we will talk with you, we will help you. And of course, we'd like some loyalty in return.
Yep.
You know, let me just say this, you know, we do a lot of open houses, and I'm still amazed, absolutely amazed at how many people, clients, consumers come to an open house, claim they have an agent. You ask them what their agent's name is, because maybe I know, I've been in business here for 20 some years, and they go, honey, what was that agent's name? Huh? You know, it's like,
So do you really have an agent?
yeah, exactly. And you know, you come to the
I
open
don't think
house
so.
and you want information. Well, if you're represented by another agent, we can't engage with you, and it's not because we don't want to.
Oh, we want to.
It's because you're under contract with another agent, and why aren't they with you?
Get your
I'm serious.
agent to
Why
come with
isn't
you.
your agent with you at that open house? If they're telling you go out, drive around, look at properties, go to open houses. If you see something you like, call me. I'd fire that agent. I would absolutely fire that agent, because what value are they bringing? You're doing all the work. They're not coming with you. They're not representing you. You're getting information from another agent that they should be getting from you. So pair up with an agent before you go looking for houses, please. It just makes the transaction in the process that much more professional and that much easier.
And you're gonna get all your questions answered. You're gonna leave.
Yeah.
You're gonna leave with answers instead of more questions.
I do have a final comment.
Yes, go
Let's
ahead.
hear it.
I do. So, to all the listeners out there, the website viewlajoyahouses.com has a contact card. If you would like to fill that card out with any topics that you would like us to cover, we'd be more than happy to do so.
Yes, that would be great.
Again, at View La Jolla Houses, on the first page, there is a contact card. Just submit it there, and we will get it on the agenda.
Wow. And maybe one of these days we'll do some live call-ins too. What do you think? It'd be kind of fun.
It'd be kind of fun.
You know,
We should do live outbound calls.
just harass people.
Yeah, so you can always find us also at viewlajoyahouses.com or sdflatfeeagents.com. sdflatfeeagents.com is our second website. So either of those websites, you can get our phone numbers and email contact information. And I believe that concludes our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for listening
Thank
to
you.
episode 15. I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't be a stranger.
Go Padres!
Go Padres!
All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.